And welcome back. We're continuing to follow the Catholic school shooting in Minneapolis that left 2 young children dead and 17 others injured. Earlier today, I spoke with Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb about that tragedy. He's also the head of the Democratic Mayors Association. Take a listen. You are a mayor of a major city. I'm wondering how you as a mayor prepare for something like this senseless tragedy, especially as students are coming back to school.
Nothing can prepare you for that kind of moment to witness a mass shooting, especially when children of all people are victims, tragic victims of such mass shootings. So my heart goes out to Mayor Fry during this challenging time. I know he is doing the best he can to calm his residents, to work with public safety, to get to the bottom of what happened. But and now more than ever, we must all do our part to make sure we keep guns out of the hands of people who should not have them in the first place. And let's keep the family of those victims in our prayers today. But let's also make sure we are doing our part, not just as elected officials, but a broader community to stop this kind of senseless, heinous violence in our country.
And of course, this is something that you hope never befalls your city, your town, your community. But what is your advice to families in Cleveland that are sending their kids to school, that may be thinking about this, especially now?
Well, number one, make sure you always tell your children you love them before they leave, and hug them a little bit tighter because, but for the grace of God, that could have been one of our children or someone in our family. Number two, it's always important to have a game plan for your family in the incidents that there may be a mass shooting happening in your community. And it's just sad. It's just sad that we live in a country right now where this senseless act of violence is happening in our churches, happening in our grocery stores, happening in our malls. This is not how we should be living as a nation. And it's a big reason why I ran for mayor in the first place, because I wanted to be a part of the solution. And so every day, America's mayors are on the front lines working to reduce violent crime, working to get illegal guns off our streets. And it's important that we call the consciousness of our country to question and ask ourselves, why aren't we working to solve this problem? And I think everyone is sick and tired of thoughts and prayers. We need real action and support. And it's important that we continue to work to do our jobs as elected officials to make sure these kind of tragedies never happen again.
And Mr. Mayor, we had originally had you on to talk about the news of the week, which was the deployment of the National Guard to American cities. I'm wondering, against that backdrop and in the context of yet another mass shooting, what do you make of the argument that cities, schools, communities should be more fortified, should have more security, and perhaps more of a presence of law enforcement?
Let me just say this. As a son of a cop and as someone who's had to bury friends and family members due to violent crime, as a mayor of this great city who continues to meet with victims of gun violence, safety should not be a partisan issue. Being safe to be able to walk to school and go to school, being safe to walk to your place of work or your place of worship is a part of the basic moral contract of society. And we as mayors are doing the hard work every single day to keep our city safe and secure. Since I took office as mayor 3 years ago, we have seen a nearly 47% reduction in homicides. That's progress. And don't get me wrong, one homicide is too many. One shooting is too many. We still have a lot more work to do. But in my opinion, the National Guard is not the solution. And what this president is doing, what this Republican Congress is doing, is they are politicizing this issue and using political theater to distract Americans. And I've seen firsthand what it looks like to have a strong federal partner in the White House to work with me as mayor to keep my city safe. For example, I worked with then the former director of the ATF, Steve Dettelbach, to create the first ever crime gun intelligence center in Cleveland. And because of that center, we've gotten thousands of legal guns off our streets and have solved more homicide cases than we've ever solved in our city's history. I work with my police union to boost police pay by over 34%, the largest increase in modern history. And we recognize that our cops can't do it alone. That's why we invested millions of dollars that this administration in the White House just cut funding for, or from rather, in terms of violence prevention programs. And so instead of defunding programs that keep our city safe and secure, we need a president in the White House who's going to partner with America's mayors to keep our city safe. And the National Guard is not the answer.
Ohio is one of the states that sent their National Guard to Washington, D.C. for this deployment. Is there any situation in which you believe that those troops would be better served serving in Cleveland?
Well, I have a great working relationship with our governor, Mike DeWine, and he has been a great partner to me as the mayor of Cleveland to really address our public safety issues. When we had a mass shooting in 2023, he supported me with bringing the Ohio Highway Patrol up to Cleveland to do more violent crime task force reduction details, to do more targeted traffic sweeps to get guns off our streets. But when it comes to the National Guard here in Ohio, I'm assured by the governor that he will not bring the National Guard to Cleveland without my approval, because I believe this governor still believes in home rule. And I still believe in federalism. I believe in a true separation of powers. And I thought the Republican Party believed in federalism. And what we're seeing right now is not the case. Our National Guard should be focused on preparing our cities and states for wildfires, hurricanes, and other forms of natural disasters. This is not the answer.
All right, Mayor Justin Bibb of Cleveland, we thank you very much for your time and your insights and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.